Welcome back to a Faster PC live support. I know you've been waiting all week for this show. Well, you don't have to wait any longer. Get excited. This time, this is exciting. We're actually going to be helping people resolve their computer problems. We may help you resolve your computer problems. So give us a call, 772 340 1590, 772 340 1590. Or you can head over to our Facebook or YouTube video. Either go to Facebook, search for a Faster PC. We have almost 23,000 likes. Go to YouTube. YouTube channel is kind of new, and we don't have as many likes over there, but get over there and you can watch the show there as well. Or you can head to our website at fasterpc.com. We have links to both our Facebook page and our YouTube channel where you can watch this show in its entirety. And you know what? If you're driving down the road, you're doing other things, you're not able to watch right now, you'll be able to watch the show in its entirety at your convenience after the show is over. So, but if you have a computer question, if you have a computer problem, if something's not working, now is your chance to get your problem solved for free. Give us a call, 772 340 1590, and let's see whether we can help you on this show resolve your computer problem. Also, we do have technicians that are standing by in the shop ready to resolve computer problems, and we'll be there today until 2, but you don't have to wait until then. Remember, computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
That's right, you do, and we are back. We're ready to answer your questions. I know it's been a long time. It's been all week. Of course, you could have called our shop, but hey, we're here. We're ready to answer your questions, and we're going to be providing you some training and some. We're going to show you today. I'm looking through my emails here because we actually got an email this past week that will be a good instruction on how to determine whether an email is legitimate or not. Because we have a lot of customers. I mean, like I say, I've said this before. Almost every week, we have customers that are coming in. They're bringing their systems because they have been scammed. They've seen a link. They've clicked a link. They've called a number. It could be a number of different things. Maybe they were browsing the web and they saw something out there. But we want to help train you. First of all, don't call that number. Call someone that you know and trust. If you don't, some people have relatives that they call. Some people call a Faster PC. We can help you with these types of things. We can even provide remote support. We did this not too long ago for a client. What we did is we actually were able to log in to their system, and we were able to while a message was playing out saying your computer has been locked, we found illegal activity going on your computer and have locked your computer. You need to call this number. And the customer actually called the number. Before she called a Faster PC, she called that number. Thankfully, that number was no longer in existence anymore. But a Faster PC, we were able to actually get into the system. We showed her how to mute her speakers so that she wouldn't have to hear what was going on there. But what we were able to do is we were able to actually get that message off of the screen so that she wouldn't have that situation going on. And then we were able to close out that browser session. We were able to scan her system, and we made sure that there was no real infections, that there wasn't really any bad thing happening on her system. A lot of times those messages are fake scam messages. the messages that say your computer is infected, your computer, we found illegal activity, we found this, we found that. We're going to shut down your system. We're going to report you to the FBI, whatever, call this number so that you can take care of this. Well, or we found viruses on your system. Most of the time, those are actually scam messages. Most of the time, there's actually no infection. But what can happen if you call the number and you actually reach someone, and you let them into your system, then you've compromised your system. One customer this week didn't have a PIN or a password prior to letting scammers into his system. But after he did let scammers into his system, he did have a password and a PIN, and we had to reset that for him, and then we scanned and we removed infected components. We also removed the scammer's access to the computer. That's a real key, because if your computer didn't have problems before and you let scammers in, well, there's a good chance you could have problems afterward. So what we did is we got the scammers out of the system. And let me tell you, when scammers get into your system, they typically have more than one way that they can get into your system. And we've seen situations where what they do is they actually get in there, and they go ahead and they not only do they put their remote software in there, but sometimes they'll do things like adding a password. We've even seen where they add a password that happens prior to getting into Windows, and this happens by modifying the registry. What the registry is on a Windows-based computer, the registry is a hierarchical database of every piece of software and hardware on your computer. So the software are the programs, the hardware is the physical components. And then also various settings are kept in the registry as well, including the ability to add a password that launches between the time your computer turns on, and I know some people have a BIOS password, where BIOS stands for Basic Input Output System. The motherboard has a BIOS, which controls certain things like how your computer boots, what the date and time is, what devices are allowed to boot, whether you use secure boot or not secure boot. You may not know what all that means, but that's okay. You don't necessarily have to know. A lot of our customers say, hey, I don't need to know how it works. I just want it to work. And so we can actually help you make it work. And so, but what happens is, between that time, and there is a BIOS password that can be added to systems. And a BIOS password, what it would do is it would actually go in there and create a password, from the that you would have to type in prior to actually booting. Some of our customers have done that. Well, of course, it's always important to remember that password, because unless your motherboard has a way of resetting the BIOS, if you don't remember that password, you can't get past that. But when a scammer adds a password, and the password actually comes between that BIOS portion, and when you get to Windows, when a scammer actually corrupts or creates a encryption in a particular registry key, it adds that BIOS, or that password that happens between the BIOS and actually getting to Windows. And the hacker, the scammer, doesn't tell you what it is. And here's the kicker. They don't tell you what it is, but they are willing to remove it for a certain amount of money. And quite often that can be, a few $100s. $200 or $300. Well, we can remove this. Well, I mean, it's kind of like kind of like the mafia, really. They're hey, listen, we'll make sure that your store doesn't get ransacked. We'll make sure that your windows don't get broken. Your store doesn't get broken into if you just pay us money. You know, in this case, they do the damage and then they say, "We'll undo the damage that we did if you just pay us money." And of course, if you pay them money, then what happens is you're actually financing their future. You're financing their ability to do this to other people. And if you don't pay them, then you can't get in. Well, these passwords used to be that we could actually get past that by recovering a saved or backed up version of the registry. In certain cases, the scammers were good enough that they actually deleted the backed up versions of the registry. But now the scammers no longer need to be good enough because Microsoft has made it so that there are no backed up versions of the registry anymore. Unless you have backed up the registry, you're toast when something like this happens. Now, we can still recover the data. We can do a clean install, but you're going to need to be reinstalling your programs. That's the way it is because of what Microsoft has done.
Listening to a Faster PC radio here, heard every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour right here on this station and stream live to our Facebook page. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, ready to answer your computer questions. So you know what? If you have questions, well, we can't answer them unless you ask them. Our number, if you want to have 772-340-5090, 772-340-5090. Also, you can type your questions into the comment section of our live Facebook video that's happening right now over at Facebook. You can go there, search for Faster PC. We have almost 23,000 likes, or you just go to our website, fasterpc.com, click on the link to listen to a Faster PC radio. We're here. We're ready to answer your computer questions, and we'll be right back to do that. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC. This is Brian Longworth, host of a Faster PC Radio, where we answer your computer questions for free every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. But it gets even better than that.
Now, wait a minute. How could it possibly get any better than that?
Yes, Cliff. A Faster PC has technicians standing by every Saturday ready to work on your computer.
Wait a minute. Technicians standing by on a Saturday?
Well, Cliff, a Faster PC has technicians standing by Monday through Friday for standard and emergency service, both in-shop and on-site. That means you can bring your computer to a Faster PC, or a Faster PC can come to you. And if you need computer service in a hurry, we offer emergency service both in-shop and on-site. We can handle anything from software installs, viruses, spyware, to multi-site VPN networking. Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
A Faster PC, conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie, and on the web at afasterpc.com. For more information, call 878-5978. 878-5978. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
From the founding of our company, a Faster PC has provided our customers with quality service and computer products at competitive prices. We find that in the current economy, this is more important than ever. A Faster PC recently conducted a market survey and found that our prices are the least expensive in the area. Some of our competitors charge twice what we charge. Perhaps that's why more customers are turning to a Faster PC. We're helping our customers save money by repairing their computers rather than replacing them.
Now, wait a minute. You mean a Faster PC saves customers money?
A Faster PC offers the most competitive prices for computer repair in our area.
Wait a minute. Technicians that know what they're doing for less than the competition?
That's right. A Faster PC can handle anything from software installs, virus, spyware, and malware, and those annoying pop-ups, to QuickBooks, Metisoft, and SoftIn support, from wireless networks to hardware networks. Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
Conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie, and on the web at afasterpc.com. Call 878-5978. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
Welcome back to a Faster PC Radio. I know you've been waiting, well, a whole few minutes for the next segment of today's show. If you've been waiting to give us a call so that you can get your computer question answered, well, now's a great time to give us a call. Give us a call. The number here at the studio is 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590. Of course, if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to call and be on the radio. This is your opportunity, by the way, if you do want to be on the radio. But if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to be on the radio, you don't want people to hear what you say, then you can actually head over to our Facebook video. It's a live Facebook video going on right now. You can head over there. Just go to www.afasterpc.com, click on the link to listen to a Faster PC Radio. That'll take you to our Facebook page, or you can go to Facebook, search for a Faster PC. You'll find our page. We have between 22 and 23,000 likes. You'll be able to actually get over there, scroll down on the page a little bit. You'll see the live video, and you can type your question into the comment section. Now, your question doesn't have to be on what we've been talking about. It can be on any topic as long as it's computer related. So head over there and you can be on the show, or just give us a call, 772-340-1590. We did also want to remind you that we have technicians standing by ready to resolve computer problems. Our number in the shop is 772-878-5978, and we are located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie. Again, the number is 772-878-5978. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
Yes, you do. And we are back. We are ready to answer your questions, ready to help you resolve computer problems. So you can give us a call. It doesn't have to be your question, doesn't have to be about what we've been talking about. It could be about anything. But of course, we're here. We have topics ready, and we can, we want to educate. We want to really help you learn and help you understand. So I'm going to switch over to a full screen, and I'm going to actually switch over and show you an email and show you how you can actually check on an email whether something is legitimate, whether the email is legitimate or not. So one of the things when you get an email, first of all, be skeptical. Don't just assume that because an email says it comes from a person or an organization, that it actually did come from that person or that organization. So when a person's email account or a business's email account is compromised, one of the first things that will happen is that people that are actually receiving, or people that are contacts in that person's email list or that person's email account or that business's email account, will automatically receive emails from the hackers or scammers that hacked into the account. And they'll say they're coming from that person. And sometimes one of our customers actually had their account hacked recently, and the scammers actually set up some alternate emails. Why? Because they had more contacts than what they could send out in a day through the service that they hacked into. So they created another email address that looked very similar, but it was at another provider. And so let's say, a lot of the providers, whether it's Google or AOL or Microsoft, a lot of them will allow you to send out 500 emails a day. Well, if you have more than 500 contacts, they're going to want to do something else. But the thing is, when someone's account is hacked, the scammers are sending out emails. They're either trying to get someone to help out the person that was hacked. And, they might, they're going to have an email and they're going to say, hey, I can't receive a phone call, reply back to the email message. Well, what's going to happen is when you reply back to the email message, your friend or the business that you know and trust isn't actually going to get that email. What's going to happen is the scammers are going to get it, because what they do typically is they set up filters that automatically send all the email that comes in over to the deleted folder or some other type of folder. And quite often they'll also forward it to their email address. So they're getting the email, they're seeing the email, but you're not seeing the email. And this quite often is the first clue that people have that their account has been hacked. And what happens is when a person responds, they get a message back from the hackers trying to solicit money. Sometimes they also try to get you to click on a link so that your computer can be infected, so that or maybe your data can be encrypted so that they can get in and mess with your stuff. Or they get you to open up an attachment that'll launch a malicious script on your computer. Or they try to get you to type in information if it's maybe a business that their email was hacked, or maybe their email is being spoofed. So you're receiving an email that says it's coming from someone, but it's not actually coming from that person. So what's happened? We received an email recently that says it came from Citrix.com. Now Citrix is a major player in network security and hardware firewalls and these types of devices out there. And this actually says that it's a new voice note, and it says it is coming to fasterpc.com, and it says it's a fasterpc.com voice note, and the subject is received a new voice note. Now, when I saw this email coming in the spam filter, I thought, well, that's a little bit fishy. Maybe this isn't really a legitimate email. Now, it says it's coming from an 800 number. It has the date that it came in, has the time that it came in, and the length of the message is 4 minutes and 32 seconds. So anyway, that's what it claims to be. Now, if this really, first of all, I do not subscribe to a voice service from Citrix. So that's one thing that should be a clue. So and I'm going over this to instruct you so that you can follow the same steps that I went through to determine if this is a legitimate email. So I know that, first of all, I didn't subscribe to a service that provides me with voice notes from Citrix. But, I've had friends that have sent me a voice note, but typically that's going to come directly to my phone. And it's actually going to be kind of like a voicemail, but instead of calling me, they send me this voice note. Well, but again, that comes in through my phone, not through my email. Now, there's a link down here that says listen, and it has the amount of minutes that the message is. And you would think if this really came from Citrix, that link would also come from Citrix. However, if I point to this link, that's what you do. You want to make sure that you're not clicking, because you don't want to click on a link that you don't know whether it's legitimate or not. And by the way, if you receive an email from someone and it says, "Don't call me, send an email," well, don't listen to that. The first thing you should do is call the person. If you receive an email from a business and you're not expecting that email, call the business and ask them whether they really sent you that email. Chances are you might not be the first one, and chances are they're going to actually start getting situation, or the chances are they're getting calls from other people that have also received that. Well, again, this email says it's from Citrix. The links should be from Citrix. If the email says it's from Bank of America, the links should actually take you to bankofamerica.com. So when I point to the link, it actually shows me where the link would take me. Now, this link would actually take me to Snapchat. And I'm not sure if you guys know what Snapchat is. Snapchat is actually a messaging. It's a social network, and it's used by, it's kind of similar to Instagram, if you're familiar with Instagram, but it's used by a lot of younger people where they chat real quick with each other, and whatever you put on Snapchat disappears within 24 hours, which is a good thing for some of the people that are putting things out there. Of course, their friends could actually record that, and later on down the road, 40 years from now, when they run for Congress or run for mayor, they could show them, well, this is what this person posted on Snapchat. So you always have to be cautious, but Snapchat is popular from that. But obviously, this doesn't go to Citrix. It goes to Snapchat. I'm not sure exactly what this link would take me to. It does have in the link. It has invoice. It has also some other things, and it actually says click, and it has Snapchat, but then it also has equals, and it has a Google link that would take me to another place and show me an invoice. Now, typically, it's not really going to be something legitimate. It's going to either be something that's going to try to infect my computer, or maybe one of these fake messages that's going to say my computer's infected. Call this number to correct the issue. Or they're going to try to get me to open an attachment. Maybe if it takes me to a site where there's actually a link in that site for an invoice, and I click on that link, it might actually launch malicious code that would infect my computer. So the thing is, it's not taking me to the place that it purports to be from. So it purports to be from Citrix, but the link takes me somewhere else. Again, the first part of the link is Snapchat, but then it also has an equals, and then it has a Google link with a search. So I believe that what this link would actually do is it would actually do a search for that content. And so this is something that definitely you want to always be skeptical. I'm the type of person, I like to, I typically believe people. I typically am trusting, but on the internet and with your computer, you cannot be trusting. You cannot be too careful. You want to use caution. You don't want to just believe what people say or what an email says, because here's the thing. Your friend or a business that you know and trust wouldn't send you a scam email. But if their email account is compromised, or if it has been spoofed, then that email actually isn't coming from your friend or from the business that you trust. And especially when you receive an email that claims to be from a business that you don't have a relationship with, you should especially be skeptical of that email. And here in this instance, the email is not what it purports to be. And hopefully you can take some notes from this and see, again, you don't want to click. You just want to hover over hover over, and let me see, there was something right over here that just popped up. A link over here, it looked like, because I wasn't quite over there. Sometimes they'll have actually a pixel. Quite often when you get emails from commercial establishments, there's actually a pixel, and a pixel is just a little dot on the screen that actually is an image that is going to be the same background as the email, so you're not even going to be able to tell that it's there, but it's going to tell that person whether you actually received that email or not if you've clicked to show images. But again, when we go here, this is not taking us to where it says it's taking us, and so this is just an example, and we could show other examples, but that's just an example of how you could actually check this out. And when you receive an email, check and verify that the email actually came from the person, or it's actually that the links are actually taking you to the place that it purports to be taking you to. There are reports to come from, and so we'll talk a little bit more about this and about how emails can be spoofed, and also how emails can be hacked, so that hopefully you can protect yourself and your email address from being hacked, so that your friends don't get an email that says it came from you that tries to steal from them or hack them. You're listening to a Faster PC radio heard on this station every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back for the final segment of today's show. Listen, if you want to get your computer questions answered and you haven't called in, now's your opportunity. In fact, this is your last opportunity coming up. 772-340-1590. 772-340-1590. You can also head over to our Facebook page, and you can actually, from the Facebook page, you can type your computer questions into the comment section of the live video, and we'll cover them on today's show. But you know what? You've got to get over there right now, or give us a call, 772-340-1590, so we can answer your computer questions. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC. This is Brian Longworth, host of A Faster PC Radio, where we answer your computer questions for free every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. But it gets even better than that.
Now, wait a minute. How could it possibly get any better than that?
Yes, Cliff. A Faster PC has technicians standing by every Saturday ready to work on your computer.
Wait a minute. Technicians standing by on a Saturday?
Well, Cliff, A Faster PC has technicians standing by Monday through Friday for standard and emergency service, both in-shop and on-site. That means you can bring your computer to A Faster PC, or A Faster PC can come to you. And if you need computer service in a hurry, we offer emergency service both in-shop and on-site. We can handle anything from software installs, viruses, spyware, to multi-site VPN networking. Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
A Faster PC, conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie, and on the web at afasterpc.com. For more information, call 878-5978. 878-5978. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
A Faster PC has been here, and as Florida begins to open for business,
The Faster PC.
will remain open to repair computers 9 to 5 Monday through Friday and 9 to 2 Saturdays. We offer curbside drop-off and pickup, and on-site service where a Faster PC can come to you. And we can fix many computer problems remotely without requiring any in-person contact. A Faster PC is also working to help our customers set up remote access so that employees can continue to work and be productive from home. Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
A Faster PC is conveniently located at 7190 South US 1 next to the new Dollar General in Port St. Lucie, and on the web at
www.afasterpc.com.
that's www.afasterpc.com. For more information, call 878-5978. Again, that's 772-878-5978. Even in times like these, when you have computer problems,
You need a Faster PC.
Welcome back to A Faster PC Radio. This is the last segment of today's show. We'd love to answer your computer questions, but if you don't call, we can't answer. Give us a call. The number to have your computer question answered is 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590, or you can hop on over to our Facebook page, A Faster PC, and actually from there, you can type your question into the comment section. So again, just a few more minutes to answer your questions. We did want to remind you also that not only can you ask your questions at the Facebook page or by calling 772-340-1590, but you can also watch the video as well. So some of the questions that I'm answering, as I answer those questions, I'll be able actually to show you the steps that you go through to resolve computer problems. And if you're not where you can watch it right now, that's fine. You can watch it at your convenience shortly after the show's over. It'll be up there on our Facebook page. You can get there one of two ways. Either go to our website, afasterpc.com. We have a link that says listen to A Faster PC Radio. If you click on that, it'll take you to our Facebook page, or go to Facebook and search for A Faster PC. We also wanted to remind you that in the shop, we have technicians standing by today to work on computers and resolve computer problems. We're at 7190 South US 1, and our number in the office is 772-878-5978. And of course, we're here to answer your questions. Well, your computer questions, and we could answer other questions, but we're here specifically to answer computer questions. Computer problems? You need a faster PC. That's right, you do. We are back. We're ready to answer your questions, ready to help you resolve your computer problems. And of course, you can ask your question about any issue. It doesn't have to be about what we've been talking about. It can be about any topic, and we can help you with that. Now, we talked a little bit about spoofing in the last segment. Spoofing of emails. So one of the issues when you might wonder what is spoofing and what does that mean and how would that actually happen? I remember there was time where this can happen with businesses. It can happen with individuals. It can happen with organizations. And typically what can happen is if a hacker gets in to an account and gets the email address, gets the contact list, then typically what can actually happen is you can actually start seeing situations where hackers and scammers are obtaining information that where they can actually go and say, and they're going to send to that list. Sometimes they'll use that list for years. Sometimes, there was even a situation where the St. Lucie County Chamber of Commerce email system was hacked, and I was getting scam emails from the people that said they said they were coming from them, and it wasn't from St. Lucie County Chamber of Commerce. It was from the hackers that hacked into their email list. And so here's I'm gonna click over and show you a full screen here. I'm gonna show you how this would actually happen. Now I've already gone to the control panel, and what I'm going to show you is how this would be set up in one version of Microsoft Outlook. There are different versions of Microsoft Outlook, and the setup may be a little bit different in different versions. But if you have Microsoft Office, what you can do is you can go to the control panel, and in the control panel, I have shown large icons. You could show large icons, small icons, or you could just search for mail. But when you click on mail, you have an option to actually set up a new account. And so I have actually clicked on to set up a new account. and the email comes up, asking me what type of account I want to set up. And the options are Microsoft Exchange, POP3, IMAP, or HTTP. So I'm going to click on Next. Now, you see here it has a place for name, email address, and password. Now, the newer versions of Office and the newer email accounts, quite often you can set everything up automatically. You don't need to know the servers, the ports, the all the different settings that are needed. Outlook can actually get that automatically. But if you're a scammer and you want to spoof someone's address, you just click manual configuration. By the way, that's not the only reason this would be used. You could use this, and we actually use this for legitimate purposes. This can be used for legitimate purposes, and it can be used like if your email provider doesn't automatically set things up, then you would have to go in and choose things, and you would have to know the ports, and you would have to know the servers and so on. Well, the hackers and scammers know this stuff. So we're going to choose POP3, IMAP, or HTTP. Click Next. Now here we can type our name, and so let's say that your account got hacked into, and you're able to get access back to that account, change the password, maybe set up two-step authentication so the hackers can't get into your email address anymore. But they still have your contact list. They've already exported your contact list to their system. They know what your contact list is, and they want to continue to farm that list. They want to continue to send you information, and they want to make it look like it's coming, or they want to send out information to your friends and your contacts and make it look like it's coming from you. So all they have to do is type your name where it says your name. So whatever that is, maybe it's Sally Smith, and then maybe the email address. I'm just making this up here. This isn't probably, I mean, it might be a real email address of someone, but let's just say S Smith 94287 at AOL.com. So you can actually say that is this is saying that this is the name of, when people receive an email, they will receive the email saying it came from Sally Smith, and it says it will say that the email address is this email address. And then for the incoming server and the outgoing server, you would have to know this, or the hacker would know this. The hacker is going to know. They would have an email server that wouldn't be at AOL, most likely. It could be at AOL, but they're going to use a different account to actually send this out. So they're going to put whatever the incoming server is and the outgoing server, they're going to put that here. For the username, they're probably going to use a different account to actually send the emails. So you could actually, the hackers, the scammers could actually put a different email address, a different password, and so let's just say mail.iscamu.com. Let's say that's the email address, or the web servers, the incoming and outgoing web servers, and let's just say that they're sending this from the email address at iscamu.com, and then they'll have a password, and then you click on more settings. So they'll go into more settings. They'll set up my outgoing server requires authentication. They can change any settings that they need to in here. They can test the account. The account again is going to send email through one of their email addresses, but it's going to come saying it's from your email address. Again, this is hypothetically if your email were hacked and you got access to that, and the hackers still wanted to send emails to that list. And this could be, you could say that this is coming from St. Lucie County Chamber of Commerce. You could say it's coming from any major company out there. The email that I got that said it came from Citrix. Citrix didn't send that to me. A hacker sent it to me, and this is how they would do that. They would send it through an email application like this. And by the way, there are other email applications that can be used for this as well. Some of them are free, such as Thunderbird, and there are ways that these all you have to have is an email provider that will authenticate the account. And what happens is these scammers, these hackers, they're going to set up hosting with various companies. They're going to set up email accounts with various companies. They don't even have to manually physically do it themselves. They can actually set that up where they actually have other people come out and do that for them. Or they have computers that do that. They're called bots. They actually are programmed to actually go out and create new accounts. That's why when you go to create an account, there's a little CAPTCHA thing that says, "Are you a robot?" Because there are robots out there trying to create accounts, and Google and AOL and Microsoft and all the Yahoo, all the email providers are trying to prevent accounts from being created using their service. So this is something that definitely you want to be. This is how that could happen. I even saw years ago. I knew a congressman in our area, and his email account was spoofed, and people were asking, well, how in the world could this happen? And I explained. I showed them how it can happen. Anyone could send an email, if they had the knowledge, could send an email saying, you could, if you had the knowledge, you could send out an email that says it came from President Biden. He wouldn't know that you sent that necessarily. He might not even know if he sent it, but that's another story. But anyway, this is the way this can happen. And so this is why you don't want to trust those any emails. They could be coming from a hacker. It could be coming from a scammer. You want to verify. And really, the old phrase "trust but verify." Well, with emails, you want to verify. And after you verify, then you can trust. You don't want to just start out with a premise of we're going to trust this, that this is legitimate. To protect your account, here's one of the things that a lot of people make mistakes on. A lot of people make mistakes by saying, "Hey, I'm gonna actually go out and I'm gonna use, because passwords are so difficult to remember, I'm going to use the same password on every single account." And we have a lot of customers that do this, and we warn them, hey, you probably don't want to do that, because if you do that, then what's happening is if a hacker gets into one of your providers and they find that you used a certain email address and a certain password, well, what happens is that information, they're going to be able to use that to try to get into your system. But here's what they also do. They're going to put that information on what's called the dark web, which is used by hackers and scammers and criminals. And your information can actually be purchased on the dark web if it's been compromised, if your information has been on an account that has been, maybe it was a Yahoo account, and Yahoo accounts, Yahoo had a big breach. T-Mobile had a big breach not too long ago. So, that information then is on the dark web. Well, all the hackers and scammers are going to go to all different sites, and they're going to try and see if that username and password will work. And if they can get into if you use the same email address and the same password, that you used at this other account, well, they're going to get into your account. So we would encourage you, use strong passwords, use different passwords at each site, use two-step authentication when you can. We'll talk about that on another session, how you can use two-step authentication or multi-factor authentication. But be wise, protect your account, because when you do, you're protecting your friends as well.
And we're coming to the end of today's show, but if you've missed any part of this show or just want to listen to it again or watch it again, because you can do that at our Facebook page and YouTube channel. You can not only hear the show, but also see the show. And when we've described and shown you how to resolve computer problems, you can actually see that and watch it over and over again at our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. You can get there by going to our website at fasterpc.com and clicking on the links. We're open today until 2 p.m. Monday through Friday, we're open from 9 to 5, and next Saturday, we'll be open from 9 to 2. We want to invite you to listen to our church radio show tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. here on WPSL. The title to tomorrow's sermon is Applying Biblical Principles to Government, Part 3. You can listen to other sermons on our church website, covenanttabernacle.com, or our church Facebook page, Covenant Tabernacle World Outreach Center. You can find a Faster PC's Facebook page and YouTube channel by searching for a Faster PC on Facebook and YouTube, or by going to our website and clicking on the links. While there, you can actually watch the show, not only hear the show, but also watch the show and see the steps that we go through to actually resolve computer problems. A Faster PC is conveniently located at 7190 South US 1 on the east side of US 1, just north of Rio Mar. We're also on the web at www.fasterpc.com. Again, that's afasterpc.com. And you can reach us at 772-878-5978. Again, 772-878-5978. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
First Timothy 2 instructs us to pray for those who are in authority over us. In America, we not only have the right to pray, but also the right and responsibility to vote. How do you know which candidate will uphold biblical values, though? FloridaVotesValues.com now has local voter guides available in several counties. Visit FloridaVotesValues.com to learn where the candidates stand on life, liberty, marriage, sex ed, transgender bathrooms, taxes, the Second Amendment, critical race theory, defund the police, and more. Again, visit FloridaVotesValues.com.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie.